What's up? Get up. It's hump day. You on the IHOP podcast with your boy Tankhead Sean. We in the building. What's happening, y'all? A lot going on, man. 50 and Max B taking shots at Mano and Jimmy, man, and I'm getting straight to it, man. That part inside the video that AI created, and if AI created that video, man, y'all just better pay attention to how dangerous the future is going to be. Because if they can create, almost actual, images and, emotion to people, man, that's going to be dangerous. But let me say this, that part of the video where Fifth got Mano in the barbershop getting cut in the seat, right? Let me tell y'all something just in case y'all don't know. I don't know what y'all heard about that story or how that unfolded or whatever the case may be, but that was corny of 50 Cent, because how you gonna take that shot at Mano like that? And then the situation with Hamo was never resolved because you ain't had that done to Hamo. Let's be real. Let's be real. When World was out here, you understand what I'm saying? Come on, homie. You ain't had that. That thing with you and World that happened in Jersey back in the days, that was over you trying to style on Kim. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. You had nothing to do with that with Hamo. Let's be clear. So for you to be insinuating that man got scraped, right? And he ain't do nothing, that's just a lie. And I ain't got to defend that because the truth need no defenders. Bar my man, Main my man. Main more family to me than Bars, but I respect Bar. Me and Bar known each other since we were shorties, and that's the truth, right? But tell the story the way it is. Tell it long and true. Don't be giving a depiction to the people who don't really know what's going on. Tell the story long and true, right? Because how it happened, that's why that playing with the hands and all that is never good. In the joint, man and Bar used to be slap boxing. Bar's a professional boxer. Bar used to go to Golden Gloves and all that when he was a kid. Man, Man like playing around. That's how Man is. Man used to be a little sneaky dude. You be playing with Man. Next thing you know, you end up cut. That's how Man get down. Whatever the case may be, Man and Bar playing in the cap with their hands. Bar put it on Man. Boop, pop, boop. That's how that went down, right? That's how it went down. Those who know. Any old way, when they came out for child, Man got next to Bar and he scratched Bar first. Tell the story long and true, 50, and that ain't the slight. How can I slight Bar? Bar my man. Before Man and Bar fell out, they was mans, right? That love and loyalty thing was legendary in the penitentiary, but boy would know about it if he was coming through them buildings back then, but he wasn't. He wasn't. Some of his Queens boys was, and some of them Queens boys was love and loyalty. Shout out to my boy Justin and all of them. You understand what I'm talking about? Because he was official tissue Southside dudes in these buildings with us back in the day. So if you're going to tell a story, tell it long and true. Yeah, Bar cut Man inside the cap while Man was getting his hair cut. After Man cut Bar, Man tried to snatch the pair of scissors from a kid named whatever, and this said they ain't go down because boy and Man, yo, chill, I can't do that. Man gets a ticket for failing to report an injury and they sends him to Auburn. That's how that went down. Nevertheless, Bar got Man back for Man scratching Bar. Man scratched Bar over on the top of his eye back in the days in the cat. You understand what I'm talking about? Like I said, it came from slap boxing. Man was playing with Bar with their hands, and Bar put it on Man. Boop, 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 bop. Back then, Bar was professional. Man wasn't. You understand what I'm talking about? And you had to have a knuckle check back then to be outside in the cat. You had to be known for something. You understand what I'm saying? Or you wasn't going to be outside in that center yard. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how that went down. So don't give it up like Man took it on a hop, because it never went like that. You understand what I'm saying? Battle scars come from being battle tested and proven. You understand what I'm saying? When Man cut Bar, Bar held it down. Actually, when Man cut Bar, Bar wowed on Man because Bar nice with their hands. And he wowed on Man, whatever the case may be. Man scratched him, whatever. He leaves or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? But it wasn't a situation where, Bar scratched Man and Man just took it on a hop. It ain't go down like that. You understand what I'm saying? Especially, if you put it in comparison to your situation with Hamo, because when Hamo and them boys got next to you, homie, come on, homie, man, we not even gonna do that, man. And I can talk about that because I know them niggas, man. You understand what I'm talking about, homie? I know. You understand what I'm talking about? And so at the end of the day, for those who don't know, that's just a little spill, correct that a little bit. Because like I said, no more tricks, no more tries. Curtis still a snake and he telling lies. Like I said, no more tricks, no more tries. Curtis just a snake and he telling lies. That's a lie. You understand? Saying nevertheless, his beef, y'all know where it come from. He don't like the Jim Jones nigga, homie. He done got the boy Max beef in a situation with him, put him in the whip with him, and now he taking a shot at the boy Jimmy after having coming home saying that he was leaving that alone because dudes is grown and he moving forward now. I'm telling you, y'all better stay woke and pay attention to those who y'all paying attention to. I'm telling you, man, these cats is in the trick bag, man. After all that stuff, Max B came home, his name caught up in some sloppy top. You understand what I'm talking about? And then now this dude gonna make a track with him after he's saying that he don't do verses or he don't rhyme with rats. That don't even make sense to me. That don't even make sense to me. You don't rhyme with rats. I'm not saying Max B is a rat. You understand what I'm saying? But it's heavily suspect. They got paperwork on this boy. Are you kidding me? Oh, man, this is where the lines blur in the streets, man. And y'all dudes out here jacking that, man. That's nonsense. Nonsense, man. You understand what I'm saying? But I said what I said, man. You know what I mean? Tell a story long and true if you gonna tell that story, homie. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't in the defense of man in no kind of way. I ain't got to defend, boy. He got his own mouth. He take care of his own business. You understand what I'm saying? But when you talking about things that happen in the family or in a town that belongs to something I subscribe to or come from, then I'ma have something to say, boy. You understand what I'm saying? Because none of y'all was around when that happened. Not in them buildings, not in the system, not none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Because at that time, when that type of stuff was going on, it was litty. That's when the faux building was the faux building. And that ain't to glorify. That's just to give us some perspective, man. Because we got the world watching, man, when dudes like that taking shots at other dudes, homie. And we ain't letting that fly. That's the purpose and the reason of the content creator. Because we gonna keep the check and balance. And I'm going to leave it right there. You know, attention span is very short. I be trying to give y'all some, you know what I mean? But the attention span is very short, so I'm going to leave it right there, man. If you're going to tell a story, when you tell a story, tell it long and true. Not just for me, and I say that even for me. You understand saying? You want to tell a story, Joker? Tell it long and true. You understand what I'm saying? Let's talk to the envy in you. Tell it long and true, Joker. You understand what I'm saying? Dudes be out here force labeling dudes, you know, putting forth a false narrative. And the majority of people don't pay attention because they can't pay attention. They like the little snippets, the little snapshot, the little, you know what I'm saying, sound bites. That's what they run with. You see what I'm saying? That was very clever of the boy, though. I definitely give it to the kid, Curtis, man. He's definitely clever in being able to impart his artistry. Let me say that. But stay an artist, man. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's even better. Like Malcolm said, to have been a criminal is not a disgrace, but to remain a criminal is. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to leave it right there. You like anything I'm talking about, make sure you subscribe to mine because it won't cost you a dime. It won't cost you a dime to subscribe to mine. You already know. You like that what I was talking about today? Hit and smash them like buttons. I need those. I got like 12,000 likes. I need likes. I like likes. You understand what I'm talking about? It's hump day. It's Wednesday. If Allah raised you, then that means you got more to do, man. If you in the bed, scratching your behind, get up out of that, Joker, because you living in rewind. You already know. Until then, go for the win, and I'm going to leave it right there.